Hey guys, so by generation, by generation, even for the sci-fi aspect of Doctor Who, this is a pretty stupid move. I mean, you can say, "Oh, it's sci-fi," but the implications. So, since the beginning, when the Doctor's regenerated, it's always been a very emotional thing. Not only is it the death of that Doctor, but it's also bringing in someone new. So it's always been emotional. And, you know, I think Matt Smith's, his little speech, and we're going to watch some of it. I'm not even going to bother monetizing this because I'm not going to be able to anyway. But it's worth showing because it's what Doctor Who used to be. Very emotional cut scenes, very emotional scenes that really define what the Doctor is, what they represent. But between, David Tennant's I Don't Want to Go, real simple, but it had so much impact. Matt Smith's, we're gonna see that. Peter Capaldi's, Doctor, I Let You Go. Even from William Hartnell's and all the way through Old Who, normally they would impart some kind of wisdom on their companions and whatever, and regenerate. But the new series is just so hell-bent on just destroying everything that Doctor Who was. The Doctor's no longer Time Lord. The first Doctor's no longer the first Doctor. It's Doctor 1,823,652. The Doctor started out as a little black girl and was experimented on by Tecteun, and so the Doctor is not even a Time Lord, and now we have bi generation. Does the Doctor have regeneration cycles now? But is he now unlimited regeneration cycles because he's not actually a Time Lord? It makes no sense. Um, the emotional aspect, like these are some of the most emotional moments, and they've just been downplayed because it's like, oh, look, here's David Tennant, but oh, here's Chudy, whatever the fuck his name is, and now we can have David Tennant and the new Doctor because bi generation is now a thing. So, the Doctor's dying, but he can just choose to stay as he is, but split himself into another Doctor. So instead of, oh god, the Doctor we love is going and leaving, it's like, oh no, we can keep him on the sidelines, So David Tennant and the new Doctor are now coexisting in one area together, and it's just not emotional at all. But um, just the regeneration for him. Um, so we'll start here, and people give her shit, but I loved Clara as a companion, and I think her death, even though as stupid as it was, getting killed by a bird, um, it kind of showed what she stood for, and that this was her moment to. I mean, there was no escaping it. She put herself into a situation where she thought she had a way around it by, like, passing it on to someone else or having the Doctor find a way to kind of stop it. But once she realized that there's nothing I can do, she was willing to. She accepted her death and she essentially died. But then the Doctor was like, no, 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 I'm not doing this. Not doing this. Um, but she really was. She was around for a while. She first appeared in what, Matt Smith's run. So she was around a while. Um, but not Clara, but just her appearance. But yeah. So there's this, and then there's one that David Tennant does when he's talking to Wilf, and there's a line, what he says, and we'll listen to that. But this is what regenerations used to be. They used to be emotional. They used to be the most pivotal moments of the series, really, because this was the death of the Doctor. Not an actual death, but the death of the Doctor we saw, and now they're becoming something new. So, but
We all change. you think about it, we are all different people all through our lives. And that's okay, that's good. You've got to keep moving so long as you remember all the people that you used to be. I will not forget one line of this. Not one day. I swear. I will always remember when the doctor was me.
Emotional. Because he knows he's going to change, but, you know, for him, it's life. You know, even for the doctor, changing is part of life. You know, look at the whole existential crisis that Capaldi's doctor was like, I don't want to change. I'm tired of changing. You know, and then he goes through with the first doctor and realizes, hey, you know, maybe it won't be so bad. And, you know, he finally accepts it because it's part of life. But now it's like, we don't have to deal with parts of life. We don't have to deal with reality, because if I don't want to change, I don't have to. I can just stay who I am and have the new doctor come out as well. There's no emotional impact anymore. But it was even now, of all the doctors, his is by far still one of the most impactful speeches. It's, and just, I love how also just how short the regeneration is. No huge buildup of, you know, energy or anything. No, he just like, woof, poof, and then his face is, you know, he's now Peter Capaldi. So, all right, this is Wilf and the doctor, and Wilfred kind of brings up, hey, you know, well, I remember you telling me that your people have like this thing that you can do, you can change. And he describes what it's like, or rather says what it is, and again, it's impactful when you realize, you know, but either way.
Yeah, but I thought when I saw you before, you said that your people could change like your whole body.
I can still die. If I'm killed before regeneration, then I'm dead. Even then, even if I change, it feels like dying. Everything I am dies. Some new man goes sauntering away. And I'm dead.
But not anymore, because now there's bi-generation. Ooh, so Doctor Who is just, you know, regenerations here, regenerations there. So what about those regenerations? Because we have a whole army of doctors now, because every one doctor can produce a separate, you know, and stay as they are, and every doctor is apparently now affected by this. So all the other doctors are living as themselves, and apparently, and it just makes no sense, and it's stupid, and it takes away the impact of regeneration. Again, are there regeneration cycles? Are there even regeneration cycles now? Like, it's clear that these people just don't give a shit anymore. You know, keeping the Timeless Children as canon is by far the biggest example of how they just don't care. I mean, the first Doctor was the first Doctor, but no, the first Doctor's not the first Doctor. Because again, the Doctor started out as a little fucking black child, and they were experimented on, and they died like 100 million times, and But to say that bi-generation, the ability now to not only have, like what we see, where David Tennant not only is able to keep, or his Doctor, the 14th Doctor, is not only to keep his form, but also split himself, and the two Doctors are now coexisting in the same space together. It's not like they time traveled and, oh, well, the Doctors have been together. Yeah, but they didn't spawn from each other. Like, you know, Matt Smith wasn't standing there, and Capaldi didn't just jump out of him and now Peter Capaldi's Doctor and Matt Smith's Doctor are coexisting. No, they together from different points in time. But here, now we just have, oh, well, time to regenerate. Ooh, oh my god, look at us. There's another person. And then they go all freaking like Looney Tunes, and freaking Doctor takes out a mallet and smacks the TARDIS and creates another one. That's, I'm sorry, is this Doctor Who or Looney Tunes? I can accept science fiction stuff to an extent, but now when you have him pulling out Bugs Bunny logic. But regeneration now has pretty much lost all significance. And you can say, well, John, you're not going to always do it. It doesn't matter. Just the fact that they is introduced by generation, like the next Doctor. So we got the 15th Doctor. Is the 15th Doctor going to do the same thing when he regenerates? He's going to stay as he is, but then create a new Doctor as well. It's taken away all meaning of regeneration, about that one of the most significant portions and parts of Doctor Who's history is now just made, oh, okay, well, at least we get to see both Doctors. It can't imagine why people are turning away from the show now. I mean, I think the last episode of the special lost almost 1 million viewers. Like, that whole 60th anniversary was just a bomb. Completely just a bomb. It just, no one really seemed to like it. And it was such a shame, because it's the 60th anniversary. You'd think everyone and their mother would be watching it, but the fact that the first episode only got 5 million views, and it had David Tennant and Catherine Tate. But regeneration means nothing anymore. Again, is the Doctor just unlimited regenerations? Because remember how big of a deal it was? It's like, oh, he's only got this many left in his regeneration cycle. The Master had to keep stealing regenerations and this and that. But now this Doctor can be like, well, oops, here I am, and here's the new one. Does he have unlimited regeneration power now? Since he splits himself in half, is it having out, like, so if he has like 3 generations left, is he now down to 1? I mean, how does this work now? Because either way, it's stupid. Sci-fi can only go so far before it becomes ridiculous. And this whole idea of bi-generation and taking away the impact of the regeneration itself. But I guess that also raises the question for you guys: which is your favorite regeneration? Which one hits you the most? And it doesn't have to be like current. It could be old. Old Who. If you've got one of new Who, that's great. But which is your favorite regeneration? Which one, whether you're old or young, which one really had the everlasting impact? Let me know. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.